My beautiful, beautiful, wonderful dog, Bianca, died.
Yeah, I heard that. And I didn't know if you were going to bring it up.
Well, I don't want to because I will start to cry, and I don't want to cry on the air because you guys are so fucking brutal. So I called Beth, and she is hysterically crying.
Oh.
So we're going to talk about that just a little bit in a few seconds. So today is Wednesday, September 7th, and we mark this date. We say this all the time, but I didn't even listen to today's show.
Good for you.
Because it goes down.
I did.
You did the Lord's work. It goes down quite possibly to date the worst show ever. And I wrote to Dennis. I texted him. I wrote to him on our website. I was like, Dennis, are you sure that there is nothing for me to grab today? Are you sure that?
If Dennis says it, you know it's true.
If I could have started drinking,
it's over, Johnny.
7:30 this morning, I would have.
Day drinking. That's not even day drinking. That's breakfast drinking.
That's breakfast drinking.
Which begs the question: this guy, all this shit happened over the summer, which he will not address. Does this show even need to be on 3 days a week? We always go with how lazy it's.
Right.
He doesn't. He can't handle 3 days a week. Okay. Drop to 2. We're fine with it. Just go away forever. We're more fine with that.
So today is day 2 back, and he still has not acknowledged that Olivia Newton-John died. I mean, this is like a massive star. Still hasn't acknowledged she died.
He doesn't care. He is self-centered.
I know, but
important. The only thing that matters is his father dying this week. We'll get to that.
But still, it's just like, yeah.
All right. So instead of doing a show about today's show, which Dennis will, I think, give us a quick rundown as to what happened, instead, we are going to talk about Howard and how he reacted to the death of his incredibly overweight yet lovable munchkin of a fire pit named Bianca or Six-Yanka as she's called. So important in his life, so seminal to the emotional zeitgeist that is Howard. That when he died, I have no I'm sorry. That when she died, it was really like a fate worse than death. So we're going to contrast that with yesterday's show. Now, many of you joined us for yesterday's show. At our peak, we had over 325 people listening live, which is really, really good for us. And I appreciate all of you listening live because you are able to grab onto a show that Sirius has now taken down.
Which is more listeners than Howard gets.
And the curious thing about it was when we decided to dig a little bit deeper into it, what we came up with was the specific clip that started the whole snowball of just taking down, like saying fuck it and taking down the whole show. I was like, I wonder what this was 46 minutes and 25 seconds in. So I was on the phone with Xavier and I downloaded the show onto my computer so I could go right to it. You know what it was? Wait. Don't say anything, Xavier, because you know.
I shan't.
Yes. Okay. And I want the chat to actually try and guess too. And I will not tell you you're right until
while they guess, Monique, can you address Tiger Lily? Is a great question right out of the gate. Please explain. Can you? And I know you can. And I know that you try, and I know that you do your very best. Can you please explain transformative content for the plebeians, because I think there's a lot of haziness as to what that.
So, I'm hazy on that too.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm thinking of I have a really, really good friend who's an entertainment lawyer, like big time. He's the one who had that case with Howard that you always try to.
Yes, I love that. I love talking about that.
You know who else he knows? And I forgot about this until you were talking about it yesterday. What's the name of Woody Allen's assistant?
I know his publicist. His assistant, I don't know his assistant.
Publicist.
Leslie Dart.
Yes, he knows her.
Yep.
He knows
okay, her. That's a huge connection.
Well, I would love to have him on to talk about transformative content and stuff like that. Basically, what it means is that if you are using something not to literally just play the show, like we're using it so that we can talk it through. It is something that we are not, it is transformative because we have transformed it into something else. We have changed what its original meaning is and made it something that we are making a commentary on. So a lot of these shows that you see where they immediately the day after like Game of Thrones is on, but that night actually, you know, they have clips, and a lot of times they're not playing. First off, they're playing maybe like 15 seconds of it, but a lot of times they're just playing like the visual of somebody going somewhere, or they'll throw in like just a little bit of voice. And most of the time you can get away with that. So if somebody's going to fight you really hard on it, you don't. So
is it possible to have transformative content in a show that lowers your IQ like the Stern Show? We get stupider when we listen to it. So could they say, you're not getting smarter? This can't be transformed because it can't get any stuper.
So can I
a good example? Good example for everybody is the Family Guy. They do it all the time. Like they had an episode where they just have Kermit the Frog in the background. That they had to remove because you're just inserting someone's copyright into for no fucking reason. But there's another episode where Kermit is sitting on a log and a black guy's rolling his little boat, and he said, "Hey, which way to town?" And Kermit gets out a shotgun and goes, "Back the way you came." See, that's transformative content because that is taking someone's intellectual property and making it something other than just them being like. If
I will tell you this because I know this for fact, but I used to work for a company who had a landmark legal case with copyrights and copyright infringement because we used to do these really adorable dresses, and Walmart knocked them off like exactly the dress, everything. And you're normally allowed to do that because it's like, okay, you knocked it off, and it went to the Supreme Court. And it was one of the first clothing cases that ever went in front of judges. And so after that, everything had to be copyrighted. Everything. We had to go through a huge process. Even if it was a stupid fucking teddy bear, you had to go through this huge process to copyright it. Because if it's not copyrighted for your trademark is like RadioGunk.com with a little T. That's the trademark. You copyright your artwork. So the rule is in art that if you change 7 elements of the original artwork, then a person can no longer claim it as their own. So Howard's artwork, for argument's sake, or his picture of stupid fucking cats on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
If I change that sneaker to green, I change the laces to the left-hand side. I changed it so instead of 6 holes, there's 5 holes. I changed it so that the rubber is a different color. I changed the cat so that instead of being gray, it's like a little bit lighter brown. I changed his eyes from green to blue. And I changed his ears to a little bit more of like a tabby as opposed to, a sharper ear. Then it's mine. Right. And there's nothing they can fucking do about it. And you can try and sue me all you want, but you can change 7 elements on something and it's yours. So with that premise, if like exactly what Xavier is talking about, they changed Kermit, right? So they self-drew Kermit so that it wasn't the actual thing. Yes, you get the feeling that it's Kermit, but it's really not.
Satire too.
Exactly. So when it comes to this, we are doing something where, and it says it at the beginning of our show, and I will read it to you because I was given this by a lawyer so that we wouldn't have these fucking problems. And it says, I will read it like I'm Willy Wonka. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, satire, comment, parody, news reporting, teaching, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Comments made by guests or other hosts are not necessarily the opinions of Radio Gunk and should be taken as parody and or conjecture. Multimedia elements that may appear in this content are transformative in nature. Period. Good day, sir.
Good days.
You lose. You get nothing. You drank fizzy lifting.
Mo, let me say something to the person from Sirius who's listening to you right now. Bro, what are you doing? You started off going to film school because you were going to be the next Scorsese, and now you're fucking sitting there listening to a fucking mediocre podcast, waiting for all the ooh moments so you can make little notes and send them to Marcy. When did you sell out your dreams, bro? No, I'm talking to you. The dude in the Sirius building right now.
No, you're talking to 70 people, X, not just one.
With you? You sold yourself out. You're a sellout. You think that's gonna get you somewhere? No.
So let us guess.
If you're gonna be maybe editing stuff on Pornhub in 10 years, if you're lucky.
Okay, Dennis, you get to guess what was the clip to end all clips.
The clip to end all clips. It was
starting point, if you will.
It was when we were talking about his dad and when he was what? No. When he was on his deathbed and Howard went there and couldn't hold his hand.
Okay, John.
I'm going to go with the fake story about the glass eye.
Correct.
Okay.
Ding,
oh,
ding,
that was my second
ding.
guess.
The glass eye.
He was stammering and lying. And
that is amazingly awful.
Of course, Xavier said
I didn't know that was the 46. I didn't know that was the 46-minute mark, but it just seemed like. By the way, we miss you too, Gretchen Evans. We miss you too, Gretchen.
Glass eye pie.
they call him One-Eye Pete. He's the king of the Ramba beat.
So again,
One-Eye Pete.
I'm like, okay.
That was my second guess.
Glass eyeball. I'll just take it out. And so
Jesus
I went
Christ.
there to edit the clip so that we could just edit out the glass eyeball.
Yes.
So the glass-eyed Ben.
And you know, I never
Ben
listened
is the
to our
fucking
shows.
problem.
I never listened to our shows after we're done with them, but I went directly to that portion of the clip, and there's like this giant life-size picture of Ben's eyeballs in my like screen.
Oh, no.
Xavier talking about skull fucking him. We're talking about marble eye in the wall.
Oh, you mean like you mean like what's his name from Chicago? How he wanted to skull fuck his father. Mancow. He wanted to skull fuck his father.
That's before.
That's okay. That was okay.
Right. So I go there to delete it. It's only 1:45 seconds.
I know where you're going.
I'm going to trim.
It was one of my best minutes and 45 seconds.
So I go to trim the clip, and they're like, "Okay, well, it's not just this clip. It's
of course. I go through that all the time on my 500 channels. They move the goalposts more than Rolf Bernurschka.
Right. So an hour 45 show, they wanted to start at 6 minutes and 2 seconds, and I would have to trim it to 1 hour and 1 minute. So basically 54, I can't spell, add 54 minutes of the show.
54 minutes of the show is offensive?
45-minute show. So fuck it. I decided to, you know what? I cut his clips out. Xavier's going to tweak it a little bit for us tonight or tomorrow. We'll get around to it. And we're going to put that motherfucker back up. And you know what? Nobody really cares if we listen to Howard or not, because we all know what he said. We all know the vitriol that came out of it, spewed out of his fucking horrible pelican-like pie hole. And we all have heard it time and time again. So it is easy for you to imagine what he is saying. You have no need to hear it, and they can go fuck themselves.
No need to hear it because he made a fake story about his father having a fucking glass fucking eye, and then he beat somebody up when he was 8 years
fake story. Glass eye. That's the whole reason they took me down, Dennis. Of course, there's a glass eye.
It's always Monique. This is the sixth time this
story was him beating somebody up at 8 years old.
It's at least the 5th or 6th time.
It's about about a half dozen times.
He beat us up. We're 13-year-olds.
Here's what happened. And this always happens whenever I promote the show on Twitter, which is why I tend to not do that anymore. But every time I promote it on Twitter or say something dickish on Twitter, like there was oh God, I should pull this. There is a obituary type thing that Rolling Stone magazine did yesterday for Ben Stern. And
Captain.
It is quite fantastical. And of course, I commented, you put more emotion and feeling into your story than
I love it. I love it. Maybe Mr. Feeney can read it for Monday. I didn't even see this. This is Rolling Stone. I'd love to read it. Yeah.
Like, oh, you're so mean. What is your problem? Who are you? Howard is amazing, and you suck so hard. You're ugly inside and out.
Howard put as much emotion in this as when I lose a sock. I mean, seriously, there was zero emotion when talking about his father.
Absolutely. And so you know what? You want to be fucking mad at me for something stupid, like commenting on a platform that you don't even pay attention to, and you don't let people comment back to you, you thin-skinned motherfucker, like everybody else who's ever been on the Stern show and has ever existed for Stern. Here's let me just give you a little quote from it because it was pretty.
You're breaking up, just Am
I?
It's like kind of a popping.
Well, she's in Pennsylvaki.
Well,
wait, am I?
We had this. Yeah, there's like
You're good now.
You're good. If I'm crackling, then tell me, and I can fix it.
It's almost like you have to plug in a little, like maybe it's a loose plug of some kind, perhaps, or maybe just.
I think it's the internet.
It could be Wi-Fi. Let's see that.
I just changed out the echo cancellation.
Thanks, Zach. Absolutely, Zach.
All right, ready for just one quote from it, and we can read it for sure on Monday. It's that longing for paternal acceptance that no doubt shaped Stern's infinite capacity to plumb the soulful depths of the subjects he's interviewed in a way no other talk show host ever could. Okay.
Are you fucking serious?
Florid.
Okay, stop. Why am I hearing echo?
I have echo.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi. That's great.
One.
What?
Yeah.
Hello.
There's like a.
Hey, I like that.
In the year 2000. In the year 2000.
And I need him. Why is it
in the year 2000?
Every show's a first.
No, it's gone now. It's like the
I think we're good.
Oh, we're good now.
I'm in Pennsylvaki in the pouring rain. I'm sorry.
I'm still shocked Ben Bardo didn't take Turk's last name, says C137. I love that he just randomly throws it out. Yeah, I'm not echoing either anymore. I was echoing for a second, and I'm not anymore.
Yeah,
it's gone now.
Another one bites the dust.
We fixed. Okay, stop. Just everybody stop. Thank you for sharing with me my sound problems as usual because
you sound good now. It cleared up.
Fucking deepest forest of Saskatchewan, and I can't get a goddamn service.
You're fine now, Dick.
I can't get a good computer. I just can't do anything right.
Hey, calm down, Howard.
Now.
I'm calm.
You know what? You should find a 13-year-old computer and beat it up.
I am going to throw away the computer. I am. I'm going to get a whole new rig.
Perfect now. See?
No, but you sound good now. It cleared up in the last 30 seconds. Seriously, in the last minute.
So, I mean, better to have a little reset than.
Okay,
it wasn't to be perfect when they take it down.
You realize that's much
you
more
echoing Mo as everyone else. It was really funny sounding. You still sounded good. Yeah, but I'm the one who is streaming them through my computer, so obviously it's my fault. It's not them. It's
sad eyes turn the other way.
Robert John, that's
nice.
All right, so instead of talking about today's show, which Dennis is going to run us through real quickly, we're going to talk about Bianca. So talk to us about what happened to today's show.
So on today's show, we started off with Bobo, given the ultimate question, which was retarded, as Bobo questions will be, about how he became such a great communicator. And Stern gave
a great communicator. Stern?
Yes.
Okay.
And he gave the most ridiculous answer ever. And Bobo didn't listen to a second of it, like most of us. And then they went on about how, well, that was a better question than usual, Bobo. After they spent 30 minutes setting up with three nobodies that aren't funny to help Bobo set up this ultimate question. So they spent an hour on Bobo today. And then they went and they spent an hour on nothing, and then they went to Benji, who was the highlight of the show, because Benji actually was kind of normal today, which was kind of weird.
Why did they go to Benji? Did he lose weight?
Because they had nothing else to do. They literally
went
to Benji. He lost weight, and he was talking like a normal human being. It was kind of weird. They were going to the whole back office.
No stammering shtick coma, Dennis?
No, he was actually kind of normal. It was kind of weird. And then they went back to Bobo, and at that point, I took my radio and almost threw it across the room. That was about the end. Yeah, that was when I stopped listening because I was going to break stuff.
How much time did he spend on Bobo this morning? Zach wants
it was a good hour.
Congratulations,
Bobo! I made a preview of it yesterday, and I said this is what we have to.
Oh, yeah, they had Ronnie on. Yeah, that's right. I forgot that Ronnie was on there too.
So think about
Ronnie being old.
He's been gone 67 days, and this is day 2 of a show.
Right. No guest. Still no guest.
No.
They only
this
had
week,
like a
the way I think about it, this week was basically him just fulfilling his contract and getting 2 days in. If Ben didn't die, there would have been nothing yesterday. It would have been like today. Because and he literally filled it up with everybody in the back office. Everybody in the back office filled today's show.
Wow, look at high numbers. Think how much his Whack Pack has suffered with death and illness. High number says, think how much his Whack Pack has suffered with death and illness throughout the years, and Howard has no compassion. Howard's 99-year-old dad dies, and it's time to reflect and draw.
The only other loss was Bianca in his life. If you think about significant, if you count it, which was best.
Honestly, the number one loss was that lawsuit against Sirius that he actually gave a shit about. Nothing else he gave a shit about. His dad was like a fucking disposable lighter.
Yeah.
And it's I call this show is cold Chinese food. It's cold pizza too. He's talking about his dad's carcass 2 months after it happened. So this happened. We think right.
That's the difference.
So you know
Jews and Chinese food.
He brought up like it was Ronnie, and he had sent Case and Joplin and JD out there to Ronnie, and they went to LA and did that bullshit. So in the July when they did the summer school thing,
yeah.
And they're like talking about how old Ronnie is. Well, Ronnie is like fucking 73 now.
Yes,
and exactly. He's 2 bad knees. And they're talking about his top line. Well, yeah, he's 73 years old, and like they spent like literally 20 minutes on just how old Ronnie was. I'm like,
you know what was funny about that is
he's 73, isn't he?
Ronnie said about 73, 72, 73.
They're old enough to have been in high school at the same time.
What?
They're old enough to have been in high school at the same time. So what the
Yes.
fuck?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally.
Absolutely.
Totally.
100% they could have been in high school at the same time.
Robin and Ronnie could.
100%.
Fred would have been in. Fred would have been in 8th grade.
Junior and freshman.
Yeah, Fred's the youngest.
Niv Cuz says, did you hear at the end of the Alex Jones skit? They did a hot mic thing.
God help me.
And that was actually pretty funny. But was it a meaningful hot mic thing? You know, because now they're going to run with that because I guess
Niv, can you elaborate? Because when the Alex Jones started, I turned off the radio because I was ready to shoot it. I honestly, it was I couldn't take anymore at that point. So what was said on the hot mic?
I don't know, but Chris C wants to know. He's like, wait, you guys don't like Stern, but you listen to the whole show just to have
I didn't.
To talk about the show that you don't like. Am I accurate?
That's right.
Consumer advocacy, Chris.
Yes.
And we just hate bullies like Steve Rogers.
You and I accurate. You and I accurate. That is
and I accurate, yeah, and you as accurate.
Yes.
No, actually, I listened to most of the show because I couldn't tolerate it anymore. Because I want to point out that this lying pelican is basically ripping people off with a show that is garbage.
And by the way, that's what our show is about, Chris C.
It is what it's about. So yeah, I kind of have to have some content.
There's that.
Why are we still highlighting Chris C?
I don't know.
Thank you, JD.
With a Ralph Nader of Shock Jocks, Chris, where consumer advocate, masochistic.
Yeah, we're just grooving today because there was.
Oh, I know. Thank you, Steve Harvey. Would it qualify as grooving today, Dennis? Is it even qualify as grooving?
I think we are
100% grooving.
Grooving Tuesday.
We're punching ourselves in the nuts. One of the two.
You're right, Jack and Rod. They were out of material 20 minutes in. Oh,
not even.
Today. We're talking about today. We're talking about like they were just really mining. They were picking the dust, the lint out of the rug for today's show. I wonder what they're going to do for next week and the week after and the week after that.
They have some guests coming in. They have guests coming in.
They have the birthday bash retread.
Yeah, I mean, just useless. What?
Kimmel, Rosie, Imagine Dragons, and fucking Adam Levine. It's the birthday bash retread we make fun of all the time. It's the same fucking.
Does he even know who Imagine Dragons are?
I don't know. That's a Brandano booking. I'm sure.
What's the connection? What's the band I actually happen to like that Courtney Cox's boyfriend is in? I feel like it's Postal Service maybe or something.
Oh, I don't know. The Black Keys, right?
No,
that's the Steve Brandano.
Gotcha.
No, David says the remainder of his contract will be magnifying things that he would have spent 2 minutes on in 1999.
Yes.
New segments to just filibuster for the rest of the contract.
Hey, you never know. Rosie could knock it out of the ballpark next week. Clang, clang, clang with the trolley.
Yeah.
Howard finally has a major loss at nearly 70 years old, but it doesn't even register to him as one. Well, yeah. So let's segue into. Let's segue into a little loss.
Niv wrote out what happened at the end of Alex Jones.
Oh, okay. Let me get to
that.
Okay, I'm gonna.
He also lost his hair.
Well, that was a while ago.
Yes.
Alex Jones, his mic was open. He was talking about doing a movie and how tough the schedule was going to be. Oh, so it was like a mock of the.
Just doing that bullshit.
You got
again.
us, guys. You got us. You got us.
Yeah.
It's-
He's moving a movie like I'm going to be in Top Gun.
I got the villain Howard qualified to play. How about Dr. Zoom? Huh? We
Dr.
tweak
Zoom.
Dr. Doom, and he just. Could you imagine Howard this guy trying to act out physical movements in a movie?
No.
Could you imagine him doing some physical command? Is there any? Why do we? Xavier was spot on.
What do you want a 68-year-old to talk about? How about his crippling phobia of leaving the house, his fear of dying, the fact that he lives in a loveless marriage and with a materialistic wife? I mean, that'd be pretty fascinating shit to me, but what do I know?
That would be extremely fascinating. You live in a 15,000 square foot mansion, and then you go down to an 18,000 square foot mansion.
And your wife,
that's like interesting
for two people.
Your wife seems to not be able to control herself when it comes to Instagram.
She comes downstairs.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hey,
basement.
Who knows? It could be great just for all I know, but
Marvel's box office is suffering so much it needs his bump of all his great social media numbers because Marvel will be bankrupt.
He could also talk about Beth's just failed career in general. Yeah. That'd be entertaining.
Yeah, that's true. That's a whole day.
So let's discuss and contrast his complete apathy towards his father passing away. And now, okay, so you may say to yourself, well, Jesus, he's 99 years old. He's probably been dying for the last couple of years. It's about fucking time. Howard's never had a fruitful relationship with his father, but yet he loved the goddamn dog more than life itself. So,
and you know what? I'm going to say, before people give a shit about this, we love fucking dogs. The way he responded to his dog dying is the way you're supposed to respond to someone close to you dying. Not this fucking horse shit that we've been getting from him since he's returned yesterday.
And
Tiger Lily is only a minimalist in emotions, not anything else.
Yes,
exactly. And penis.
Oh, that's the last show that was taken down by Sirius XM when he decided he was a minimalist. That show was taken too. I forgot about that.
So I had to shout out to Bobble Booey, who did the greatest Photoshop ever of the Carbonite Howard. I cried.
Awesome.
I literally cried.
That was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I edited it to the redo of yesterday's show. It's perfection. It's perfection. All right, so let's listen to little Mr. Howard and his sadness, and it gets of course increasingly bad because we're talking about it. Then he starts building on it. And Robin starts like poking the fucking scorpion, and makes it even worse. So it's quite delicious. So let's listen to a little bit of it, and then we'll talk throughout it since this is a 4-minute clip. So here we go.
Groovy.
My beautiful, beautiful, wonderful dog Bianca died.
Yeah, I heard that. And I didn't know if you were going to bring it up.
Well, I don't want to because I will start to cry, and I don't want to cry on the air because you guys are so fucking brutal. I mean, even you. But
yeah, we might give you a day.
Yeah. I just know the tape will be played over and over again, so I'm being a hard ass. But Beth, I'll tell you the story. Beth called me.
So Bianca just dropped dead, right?
Yeah, it probably died of a massive heart attack because it was actually incredibly overweight.
If I remember correctly, she had been sick for a while, but they were, and it was clearly the dog was having like end of life issues. But rather than humanely putting it down, they essentially said, "Fuck you, you die, and we'll deal with it
on our terms." Yeah,
exactly. It's exactly what it was.
It's
funny. It's funny. Why didn't Beth's love heal her heart?
No, they needed.
That only works for pedigree $3,000 cats.
No, well, they didn't have the $3,000 cat yet to help heal its heart.
I know, but I mean, she had the love.
I should also say too, when I got this, I didn't realize this when I put this together this afternoon. This is the first night he's working after a day of doing AGT, so he had just started AGT the night before. And he's whining about that. It's the same kind of,
it was bored
day pretty much. And so he's hearing about it on the set of AGT.
Queens Dog Park. No, they don't go to Queens. They don't even know where Queens is. Silly.
No, he's never been to Queens in his life. But honestly, the way
I just finished.
sorry.
The thing is, Bianca was so obese, it probably died of a heart attack. I mean, seriously, I'm not kidding, because I mean that dog was beyond obese.
Well, we have that theory. We've been talking about this for years on this show, that Howard and Beth make their pets eat more because they're so anorexic, whatever that psychological term is.
Always have fat.
Yes, they love making everybody fat around them, including pets.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Something waddled.
That was back to my office trying to sleep because I knew I had a long day, and I came out. And we had a staff meeting, like I said, where we get together on a Tuesday and we kick around some ideas, which, by the way, we have such a great idea for the way. So I come out and Ronnie goes, Beth is texting me. She wants you to call, not to worry, she said, but it's kind of an important call.
Ronnie.
So I called Beth and she is hysterically crying.
Oh. I have a question. I'm looking at the background of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So who are these people? Is this actually supposed to be like, so I see Howard TV back here. I see Hey Now back here. I see Sirius XM. Who's supposed to be in this picture back here?
This is supposed to be Times Square.
That's Martin Lawrence and Big
it's all
Mama's
like
house.
Imposed with like stupid Howard stuff. It's not real.
Packers. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I'm just curious. Okay, I'm sorry.
And I got nervous right away, and she said I couldn't even understand what she was saying. I mean, that's how upset she is. And you got to understand something. I mean, we love our dogs so much. I
have to explain that to real people who have pets they love, who have accepted them into their life like their family.
Yeah, I know, but I admit I used to be the guy who goes, "Oh, people who love their dogs are a bunch of assholes, and they got to they're not people and all." I know I've said that.
I remember when he's such a dick. Like
So this was Ashley's dog. This was supposed to be Ashley's dog.
Who? 6 young?
Bianca was Ashley's dog.
Bianca?
Yeah. It wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't Beefus's dog. It was Ashley's dog.
I did not know that.
And it was after the divorce. He got her a dog, and it was supposed to be at his house. And then the Beef latched onto it. That's what happened. If you look at the time frame,
Howard, Robin, and Gary is what's
Gary on the bottom left.
Is that Gary
on Howard's left?
Arm is muttering Jay on Twitter.
No, Red Bar. I'm not muttering.
What do you know? What do you know?
What do you know?
Then you're the real Red Bar. If I'm muttering John.
Thanks for the $3.
Right,
Jackie's
Canadian.
Isn't that like $2?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Whatever it is.
Thank you so much.
Group, and we really.
Well, I guess we did, and I guess this is my payback because the longer you live, the more you learn.
Yeah.
And when I was a young man, I said a lot of things on the radio. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about because I hadn't lived long enough to really comment on anything.
I even had cats at the time, and I was like,
sings that too.
Right.
What if they die?
Right. Well, look, you live and learn.
They're bringing up Jackie and Timmy.
Anyway,
how he mocked Timmy.
Yeah, mocking Nancy.
That's right.
Yeah,
I called Beth
Timmy got hit by a
and,
car.
what's going on? And finally, she just said, Bianca threw up a couple of times. It was really kind of violent. I said, what was going on? I took her outside to pee.
Definitely, Monique. Definitely.
And then she started to throw up.
So I fed her some more.
I said, you better go call the vet. She called the vet, and the vet said it could subside sometime.
I'm sorry. You need your husband. You need to call your husband while he's on air to tell him that your dog is violently throwing up before you call the vet. Like, wouldn't you just do that first?
Call the vet. You bring it to the vet at that point.
Bring it to the vet, right? Bring it.
That was an old bulldog at that point, and
how old is old? Because they don't live that long anyway.
No,
right?
they don't live long. I think what it was like 8
they're...
at that point. I think he was 8, which is pretty fucking old for a bulldog. 8 or 9 is old.
Hey, how long do you think it took? How long do you think it took Beth to realize she was trying to call Howard on her brush before she realized it wasn't her phone?
Yes,
he's not answering. He's not answering. Oh, it's you, Mr. Brush.
Yeah, those listen. They fart. They breathe horribly. You know what? When they bought one, which is classically typical Howard, that was the in dog. Like everybody had to have a bulldog, and then became the French bulldog. And it's just like it was the
So he's ripping off Adam Sandler.
They were overbred, and they were, they were just a horrible breed to have. They were extremely expensive.
Well, the whole thing about a English bulldog is they can't even have baby. They can't make babies themselves. They are artificially inseminated, and they have to be have to have cesarean sections. They don't even have babies normally.
Wow.
They have to be cut out.
Wait, how come?
Because they can't pass that giant head through that little hole.
Oh, that's what
Seriously,
she
and
said.
they can't breathe either because things don't fit. It should not
They are
exist.
inbred. It's just really horrible.
They should not exist anymore.
It's like the Hasidim in Brooklyn. They're all like inbred bisexual hemophiliacs.
Thank you, Mike David.
But
You know, a lot of people don't realize, and the real tragedy in this whole scenario was Bianca was a Buckwald client. I don't think you know that.
Perfect, John. Just
I'm
perfect.
It's not even just for a short while, maybe something's going, but Bianca's old and, she was 10 and a half.
Everything's
10 and a half.
tending to bother.
Which is pretty old for
a bulldog to be 10 and a half. It's a miracle you're alive. Most of them don't live that long. And we knew we were on borrowed time with Bianca because she was on so much pain medication for her arthritis. But, basically, she was doing really well. We took her to the vet every couple of weeks. I mean, no one took better care of this dog than Beth did. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. Beth's amazing.
Oh, St. Beth.
And, Bianca, Beth and I got Bianca.
Now, I just want you to know this is like a 4-minute soliloquy at the very beginning of the show where he is so heartbroken and so torn up about this. So, and we'll get to the point where he starts crying.
Wait, hold on. Ben 4810. That's hilarious.
Ben 4810. Dennis just described how Beth might just conceive into
Don't you love about him bragging about Beth taking? She has nothing else to do. Can we reiterate this enough? It's her entire day is tending to and pretending to animals. She has no other responsibility. She has no kids. She has no chores. She has nothing. That's the only thing she has to do. And he's bragging about.
It's cute that the word
one job
is actually part of pretending. Thank you for yelling right into my ear on that. Right? That tending is part of pretending.
Yes, that's very poetic.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I love Howard TV too. Thinking they're Stanley Kubrick with the Bianca interstitials in the black and white. As he's talking.
Wait. There's somewhere everybody's like doing the meet and greet with Bianca. She comes to the office all the time. It's just so
we weren't even living together yet, and we don't have children of our own. But Beth and I don't have a child, and then Bianca is sort of our child. Anybody who knows us as a couple, I mean, personally knows that we just dote on Bianca. Bianca's everything. She's our fun. She's our life.
Our fun.
About the cry.
I love that he has kids.
So
he's crying.
Something you two had in common. That you did together. You got her together.
Right.
So I don't even want to talk about it because I will cry. And
I love the way he has to preface "I will cry" with
wow.
Good.
It's just very weird to me that
he lays it on. My Tamara Francois over here.
So
she feels he's acting here. Monique, what do you think about that?
This
is a put on.
Losing a dog is pretty devastating.
So I'm not gonna pretend that especially my first adult dog that I had when she passed away, I had to take off a day of work. I mean, I was just like devastated.
I get it.
It's 100%.
So, but
I get it.
Did he send? He never sent Bianca Nathan's hot dogs.
He might have.
He might have made her eat it because they love it. They love fat pets.
Regularly, we're going to come to the boot conversation soon as well because that's part
How
of.
How did she know that was coming? We have
whole
that's
conversation.
crazy.
Psychotic. I mean, psychic.
It bears repeating that this is just. We wanted to compare how he acted when his dog died and when his dad died. How he died, how he acted when the dog died is normal.
He never.
How he acted when his dad died is just psychotic.
Yeah.
He never said he was going to cry when he was talking about his father dying.
Not even.
Well,
not
Two Master reminds us that the Stern Show is obsessed with people on TV showing human emotion and crying, whether it's his buddy Kimmel or whomever.
He picks on him all the time about crying.
This is his biggest nightmare is that he's doing it.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that he was raised to not be a crier. Like I think he was probably like one of those muley children, just a needy muley child.
No, him?
Almost like Ryder at 9 months old now. Just whiny and needy and had I not given him a giant fucking bone right now, he'd be like in my face.
Hey-o. That's what Howard likes.
But truly, Monique, he's had a charmed life, collected with no tragedy. With literally not experiencing any significant for that long a time, to get to age 70 and your 99-year-old father passes away.
99.
And his mom is 96.
I got 99 problems, but Ben ain't one.
He actually called his mother 94 today, twice.
What do you mean?
He said his mother was 94 twice today, which is wrong. She's 96. Yeah, he literally called it a wrong age. I'm like, okay.
Okay. What is she? I mean, do we know this for truth?
No, she's 96 years old.
96, yes. I think she's 3 years younger.
She was married 75 years. Yeah.
Rumor is that Howard is working on a painting where Ben is a barn, similar to the baby son on the Teletubbies. That was incredibly, incredibly random. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to part 2 of him being just like beside himself with this.
Torn up.
This is where he's like so torn up he starts to cry. Here we go.
So I called Beth and she's now hysterically crying. She goes, she's gone, our baby's gone.
So she just went.
She went. She says. So I said, "Are you sure?" Yeah. She's just laying here. She's still warm. And Beth was kissing her and rubbing her ears because she said, I don't even want to go into this, but Bianca loved to have her ears rubbed. And I had made a vow about I don't know, a couple of months ago, because Bianca's health was declining. I said, as long as I've got my good girl with me, every morning I'm going to spend 15 minutes, half hour, whatever it is, just rubbing her belly and doing what she likes.
Believe me, if Instagram was as popular as it is today, she'd be all over that shit with fucking Bianca.
So,
she
100%.
Exploited her, she would have put her in tutus and fucking hats, and she would have made a dick out of Bianca.
No, really?
Was able to get social media savvy. I think there was a splash in his brain chemistry that made him predisposed to be a sociopath narcissist, and then he has an indulged childhood just cements it. He is not a crier unless it's his life. Yeah, 1,000%. He doesn't cry. He's not a crier. That's exactly right. You're exactly right, David.
So this morning, speaking of which, on Stupid Graham, today they posted the pre-show ritual where he feeds the purebred cat food before he goes on the show.
What are you talking about? You say that all over again?
In the basement.
This morning on Stupidgram, on Beefus' Stupidgram, they what's the purebred cat they have? The
Persian?
The Russian blue, actually.
Oh.
The one that's on the fucking shirt.
That one.
Yeah, that one. So they have a whole video of the pre-show ritual where 79 feeds this cat before he goes on the show.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Dennis.
I will share.
Did you see the post, Dennis, of the one thing they will share about Castle Gay Skull at 17 Squabblings? They'll show you the laundry. So they showed their 8 washing machines and dry. Did you see that, Dennis, when she was bragging about doing laundry? And they showed that.
I'm going to turn the audio on because this is worth audio. Yeah.
All right.
It's set up. There it is.
All right. Make sure that little button's clicked on the bottom right there. That it's on.
Pre-show routine.
Yeah, well, you would think, based on your Instagram, I spend all day brushing and feeding the cats.
That's too much work for you.
Sounds like him.
So party. That's it. She waits every day for that.
Now I have to clean the counter.
That's not a cheap cat.
No, that's a purebred cat. That's
a fucking cat. 10 to 5G cat.
Oh yeah, easily.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
The Russian blues.
Those cats are crazy expensive.
Let's put it this way. My wife has
look it up. Google it. I mean,
my wife's been practicing.
That's good, David.
And we've seen one.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. This is a rare cat, and they're expensive.
What's that asshole's name?
Russian Blue or something like that, right?
No, it was right there. What was its name?
I forget. It's on all the fucking shirts. I
Mushu?
No, Rose, whatever.
No.
Omega Red?
No, Omega Red.
Arvidas Sabonis?
What the hell's that cat's name?
Someone in the chat, throw us a bone. Come on.
Oh my God, help us. Help us.
Help me.
Dennis, did you see what David said?
What?
Did you see what David said? Is Beth's Instagram, Lily Rose?
Helen Rose.
Beth's Instagram has Darth Kermit modulation now.
Yes,
compression.
Oh, really?
Exactly. Now we have
Helen Rose, which is Howard's alternative ego when he goes on chat.
Thank you, Mike.
Girl.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, hey, thanks, Mike. Thanks so much. You're awesome. You
my Michael Eschowitz over here with the 20 spot.
Hey, he's no Ed Levitt.
So that's his
less expensive than most Silver Lab. Oh, don't even go there. How dare you, sir?
How dare you?
How dare you? Yeah, it's true. My yellow labs, 3 of them that I've had in adulthood, all collectively cost less than that stupid fucking dog. And
no, Russian blues are not $400 all day.
No,
you can pretend they are.
Maybe on Craigslist if they're lying to you.
If they're lying,
a legit one is in the thousands.
Yeah, they're rare, super rare.
All right, we're going back. Here we go. Let's go cry.
All right, let's go back in.
Let's go cry with Howard, shall we?
So
I got my tissues ready.
Okay, let me get mine.
I don't know. This is tough for me. I'm really bummed.
I didn't. I thought maybe she was with her at the vet when it happened.
No, so Beth called the vet, and this is. If I tell you this, I'm gonna cry. So I don't know if I want to tell you this. Really,
pussy.
Here I go. I'll do it quick. I'm gonna be hard ass. So one of the things Beth always did when you have a bulldog, you have to clean her folds, and Beth sat there with a long time.
Oh, like a fat person.
And dead.
But
like
she
Robin now after she lost the weight.
Yeah, she cleaned her.
She did the thing she would do. She cleaned her folds.
Mm-hmm.
She cleaned her folds.
Okay, I'm gonna take a break.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm bummed.
He's bummed. If only this emotion came through when his father died.
I hate people.
I still think that this is
An
he
act.
is a sociopath. So this crying thing, I think is him. Like the fact that he keeps saying, "I don't want to cry."
That's what Tamara Francois said.
Who's
He's
Tamara?
a sociopath.
She was in the chat before. She said she had that theory. Garcelle. She's the new Garcelle Beauvoir.
I'll drink my pinky after that.
Like he's forcing himself to be sad. This is a sociopath trying to elicit emotion because he has none.
He hasn't. No.
Well, there's
No, he has more for animals than he does people.
Thank you, Tim. Say
I'll
that,
give him
this
the
Tammy.
benefit of the doubt. He was sad.
That's a cool name.
That's a great.
That is really
bond with their pets this way. We talk about them all the time. They have a baby and they give them.
Okay, by the way, this clip is 3 minutes and 30 seconds long. We're 1 minute and 40 seconds in, and he said
he's crying the whole time. He's yep.
Well, crying.
Take that well-deserved break. Here we go.
The pet away, or they just leave the pet when they move. It's ridiculous.
Right.
You're right, Azores.
Yeah.
You're right. Why didn't they get another dog after Bianca? Is it because they
Too
only
much
want
work.
a trained dog and don't want to deal with
They
it?
wanted to do the scam with Bianca's furry friends.
Cats are easier. They don't talk back. They don't.
Hey, like I said yesterday, get ready for Ben's furry friends coming to you soon.
People are scumbags.
Give us so much love.
All you scumbags who get rid of your dogs and you put them in shelters, you're such
like Ellen, who did it twice. Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
Did you get one?
Get one
the
of those.
Belmore Library, Dennis.
Wonderful experiences of life. If you
Ellen
can't
actually did that.
feel for an animal.
No.
Degenerate.
Well, thank God for you because of I had to keep talking. It wouldn't be. I can't
Yeah, I'm trying
compose
to
it. Give me some time to.
sure.
Yeah, please, because I
You don't embarrass yourself.
Right. Thank you. I do not want to cry on you because of the animals in our audience.
Right.
I mean, as nice as people.
Oh, here we are, sir.
He deserves better.
Died.
Grunting and moaning.
1 in 1,000 will be like, "Fuck you, you fucking pussy asshole." You know,
when I told,
I hate that.
Yeah, when I told people that,
didn't we just do that? It was another part of the branding of
Yes.
Howard, sensitive, all-around good guy who could come into your home as a family TV during the AGT years when Marcy. Oh, you're so.
That's
right.
a great point, Linda.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they were going for. The AGT started. I said that before. If you caught it, the night before he started his AGT, this is the first TV stint.
Beautiful. That is an absolutely perfect assessment of why he's trying to elicit fears.
So this is why he can have
pulling
little
our
kids
leg?
sit on his lap.
Exactly.
Ooga.
It's true. This is some comedy show. Well, you know what we're doing here, Affy? What we're doing is we're trying to show you how to contrast how Howard has been talking about his father for the last God knows how long, and contrast that with how he's talking about
I think he's talking about the show, not us.
his dog. I mean, that's really the bottom line here. Is that he's just not that good of a person. So to talk about this is kind of interesting to see him, try to elicit.
He was talking about the show, not us.
Exactly.
I was right again.
What are you talking about?
He wasn't. Alfie wasn't referring to us. He was referring to Howard's show.
And I want to remind everybody in the chat, if you have a sibling that's close to you, please do not tell anybody but Dan's papers about it first. Let them get the scoop.
Exactly.
Because
it is very important to get the scoop on any deaths that happen in your life.
My cat, a kidney transplant.
Oh my God!
It was like, do you know what that money could have done for people?
Yeah, so anyway, you selfish twat.
I love when they get
How expensive you think a kidney transplant is for a cat?
About 20 grand.
20 grand, Dennis?
20 grand, yeah.
Is that across the board? I believe you. No,
is that with a BOGO?
I believe it.
There's no BOGO.
What's a human? What's a human liver transplant?
A 20 grand.
Is
it a little more? It's like.
Is it less? It's less.
100.
That's insane. That's
How do you get
10 to 20 grand?
The Chinese donated kidney to the cat, though?
Chinese. Nice.
And he,
you know that's where all the organs come from.
Yeah, yeah, and you
Wang, you jaywalk. We take kidney.
There's no library.
I know.
There's no library.
So
it's ridiculous.
That dog brought us more joy.
You pick color?
I walked in from AGT last night. There's a spot. Bianca always sleeps in my closet, and she presses her butt up against this white wall.
That's not the only thing in his closet.
Right now, people are saying cat in a closet.
No.
This is a great room.
No. The door is open. She likes to. It just feels good to her. She give me a second because
don't you feel subhuman when Howard and Robin talk to each other?
Was it like the fifth time he said that?
About it because I really am going to cry. Daughter Ashley came over and we were crying.
Ashley
just crying like babies.
It was her dog.
It was really
okay. Fuck off. Okay. Seriously, how many times did he say, "I don't want to cry. Don't want to cry. Don't want to cry. Don't want to cry"?
The next clip, he does it again.
12, 15 times.
Don't want to cry. Don't want to cry.
The thing was, it was Ashley's dog.
How many times did he say that about Ben yesterday?
Never.
Zero. He didn't cry once.
0.0. Is it because it happened over the summer and now he's over it?
No.
I mean, this is probably got to be the first time. Yesterday had to be the first time he was talking about it, like on air or live or to people, right? Other than his family.
I mean, if you know someone for 7 decades, I think the curve is more than a couple of dozen days.
One thing you'd be a little upset.
There's a little.
Your father died.
Just a little. Meanwhile, Robin is trying to fuck the 15 Foundation guy while her horse is being turned into glue.
Exactly.
Oh, so cool.
Poor Blaze.
Did we gloss over the fact that she lost 40 pounds and probably looks like a gray Shar-Pei at this point?
Oh my God, those skin folds.
Imagine how that shit is.
Talking about having
sick.
Can't even imagine.
My dinner's gonna come up.
Yeah, I know. Can we not talk about that? All right, so this is the last clip about that, and then we'll go into the Bianca drowning fiasco. So let's listen to a little bit more of him not wanting to.
But I remember when you first got Bianca, how incredibly happy,
fat bastard,
she made you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted a bulldog, and she's the best. I'm going to tell you something about my bulldog, and this is crazy.
That's younger Bianca.
And maybe you won't think it's crazy, but when we were outside, and bulldogs can't take the heat, I would say to her, Bianca, go in the shade. Now, the concept of shade
that's a human concept.
That's a human concept. It's so good. Everyone loves Bianca. I'm telling you. Even
please, even when you used to sneak her in here.
Yeah.
Because the building doesn't allow pets.
Yeah, I wanted to bring her to work.
The whole crew would come to see Bianca.
Yeah, they would. They don't have dogs in there. God
only partners are allowed dogs in the building.
I used to bring my dog to work all the time.
Oh, but there was other little things like on a daily basis when I'm not here. I go to take my shower.
When he started peeing on the sides of people's desks, it was
yeah. That's how you know the dog was a Buchwald client. He's allowed in the building, and Howard's a partner. And that's why they didn't get a new dog, because Buchwald refused to represent the new dog.
Yeah, Bianca went to do Madison's show after.
All dogs are banned from doing every other show, especially Opie and Anthony. Bianca wanted to do Opie and Anthony after this.
I like that the only bragging point is the fact the dog knows shade. I mean, have you ever been to a dog park on a hot day? All the dogs are under the fucking tree.
Every dog knows fucking
it's
shade.
Under the fucking tree. But Bianca's a fucking. She's like the Will Hunting of fucking dogs.
You're under Howard's
shade. Mensa dog.
Just climb under Howard's nose. You're always in
shade. Robin, he knows shade.
Shower. She knew exactly what they meant. She got excited. She would run to my bathroom. As much as she loved me, she really loved Beth. I mean, Beth was her main person. Bulldogs tend to have one main person.
Is that right?
And Beth was the, the moon and the stars, the Khaleesi.
She was the Khaleesi.
She was the Khaleesi to Bianca. And Beth is just having the hardest time. She is not doing well.
That dimwit.
Yeah.
Jesus, really? What the fuck was that?
Fuck.
Khaleesi.
She was the Khaleesi to Bianca. And
wow, that's yeah.
See, most people, when a dog runs up to you, you're to pet its head, to bend a knee, get into that face.
Thank you, Tim.
Look at her.
Beth trying to show her dominance whilst visiting her husband. Because she's wearing probably 5-inch wedgies right now, which would make her toppling at around 6'4", so that she knows now that she walks in there, she's going to be like this gigantic blonde Amazon who comes walking in to all of these fat, disgusting, hairless miscreants.
She wouldn't be wrong on that one.
No. Still thinking in this picture.
The dog ran up to her, and she it might as well have been a fucking spare tire off a Jeep that just rolled out in the street.
Like a squeaky toy.
The moon and the stars.
Look at it there.
It's a Khaleesi.
Look at her reaction. The camera. You know why? Because there's a camera in front of her.
Exactly.
She defaulted to the camera over the dog.
Over and over again, I would break down.
Oh dear.
So I don't even want
bullshit.
What she said.
Whip out the tissue. Where's the tissue? Where's the goddamn tissue?
Holden 190.
I don't care what you say.
I did write her a long note because I knew she would be.
Right, Tiger Lily.
The very definition of crocodile tears, Holden 190. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you don't know what that is, that's this.
I tell you, leave it to the laziest. Listen, leave it to the laziest man to adopt the laziest dog. That's so true. You can't see it to interfere with its life one bit. That's why he loved it. Yeah.
Jeremy, blow it. It's actually pretty good.
Does he milk Ben's death for the rest? How long does he milk Ben's death for?
He didn't. No. He didn't milk it today.
Well, if he didn't do it today, he's going to circle back to it. There's no way he's dropping it.
100%. He's picking on Ray a lot, right? Wasn't he doing
Ray?
He
did Ray a lot today.
Yeah.
He did Ray.
Jeremy Harrison says that kid is a lot like Howard. Needs help to get anywhere. Can't walk without Beth's help. Can't go downstairs. Has to be fed. Sits on the couch in front of the TV all day. Eats dinner at 5, then goes to bed.
That's what they said. They said in the chat before. The way to defeat Dr. Zoom is a flight of stairs. You can't walk them.
You come this way. The exit is.
Reed Richards has to concoct a flight of stairs to defeat Dr. Zoom.
Oh no!
One of the things I've learned
Mr. Fantastic, a brisk wind.
Exactly.
My most dear cat is that, at first, you feel like a part of you is missing.
Yeah.
But later you discover that you've gained this incredible wisdom from living with this brilliant animal that taught you how to love unconditionally.
Well, this is it. I've learned
that dog actually looks a lot like Richie Wilson.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Well, you guys remember the obsession Howard had with Adam Sandler's Bulldog website?
Oh yeah,
which kind of triggered a lot of this stuff.
He used to rip on Sanders all the
neighbor.
fucking
Yes,
time.
that's right.
That is a neighbor of his.
Brilliant animal who taught you how to love unconditionally.
Well, this is it. I've learned I'm human because I'm so touched by my dog.
Well, I wrote her about you too, and I said that she has you to share this with because from the animals that she's brought into your life.
Yeah, my dog taught me how to love.
Yeah,
kids didn't
so much from them.
When my kids.
It's
not
often
the three daughters.
I don't understand if it's true or put on, but psychopaths often profess extreme love for animals.
Very true, G Canada.
Yeah,
very true.
Do you think that whole he found out he was human is because every night when he takes off his wig, it says 90% yak hair on the fucking wig?
Wow, you're the second person to say the word yak to me tonight, and that's
yak is a great
really
impressive.
Weird.
Weird.
Told me that they took a picture on a yak when they were in China. I'm like,
so somebody in the chat said happy 20th birthday to Howard's hair before. I can't remember who it was. That's a great one.
You were born. Yeah, of course you really live. You realize a level of love that you never thought you'd have.
Mm-hmm.
But
a dog.
This was a very different experience in that. Even your kids grow up and move away from you.
Yeah, but the love, especially at the beginning, the love with
kept my mouth shut. But it was really rough because all I wanted to do was be with Beth.
Mm-hmm.
And had I been with my dog when she died, she died out on Long Island.
oh, unlike Ben,
I would have.
He didn't go to the funeral. I didn't really realize that. He didn't go to the funeral.
Decided
I swear to God.
We get the ashes back
I didn't even realize
Saturday or something.
wow, you're right.
And
I didn't even realize it until today.
Had I been with my dog when she died, she died out on Long Island, I would have buried her myself. But Beth decided to have her cremated, and then I guess we get the ashes back on Saturday or something, and I'll do something with the ashes.
You think you won't keep them?
No. I don't know.
Oh, yo, you kept them.
You kept. I have Kelly in an urn that she sleeps next to my bed.
Well, I don't know. We have some idea what we want to do.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep her number 79.
Right, but anybody who loves a pet knows.
I said to her, fuck it. I'm going to take a break.
Right, but anybody who loves a pet.
Absolutely. Well, we're having a hard time, but
Oh, I know what you did with the.
Yeah, I suppose.
You have to be proud of yourself, though, too, for being able to feel this much for an animal.
Well, anyway, rest in peace, Bianca.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have what they did with the ashes.
Yeah. So
swear to God,
we love this dog so much that we both got tattoos of it.
Yeah, I have the 6 Bianca behind me.
6 Bianca, and then his horrific as well.
Here's the photo shoot. I actually pulled up the photo shoot. I'm sharing it if you want.
Who?
Of
wait a minute. Who picks this fucking
posing
font?
Next to the ashes?
Who picks this font? And
6 Bianca?
Do these ashes make me look fat?
Oh my God.
There it is. There you go. That's what it did. There's Bianca.
There's 6 Bianca.
It's 6 Bianca. And look at the photo shoot.
Are there more pictures to the photo shoot or no? Just that one?
No, this is like the big thing they did where I'll blow it up a little bit.
Okay.
Robin, those ashes need to lose about 10 pounds.
Mama, here we go. Bianca's ashes behind me. And there it is.
Photo by Howard. This is before she started the photo by Howard thing.
Yes, but it's photo by Howard.
That is so,
and there it is with that horrible
47-year-old flower
in its hair.
Yes, well, discussing the wonky wonder, I should be receiving my calendar from North Shore Animal Week.
Can't wait.
Future.
Can't wait.
And we shall be doing a deep
Where do
dive.
you think they put Ben's ashes? Oh no, he's in a coffin, right?
He's buried. Yeah, he's buried. He's
buried. And remember, he was wondering how he looked inside the casket.
Right, just rotting away like a slab.
Rotting away.
Find out.
Piece of beef jerky.
So unfortunately, you won't be able to hear that when we put the Monday show, Tuesday show back up, because some stupid fucktards decided that it wasn't something we should be able to
We can
hear.
do an interpretive dance.
I do believe we call Ben Stern a whackpacker as well.
He is a whackpacker. What part of him was a whackpacker?
He wouldn't he? With one eye.
Okay, so much for Bianca, but we're going to get into a little bit of the classic story of Bianca falling in the pool and Howard's incredibly psychotic lies that came with that. So let me
Even worse, Monique, he's not wearing boots. He's wearing Asics running shoes, which you can
Well,
take
no,
off.
he lied about the boots.
He lies about the
and then-
boots.
Right, because of course he wasn't wearing boots. And
I should say, Azores, you're absolutely right. Amazing that the laziest man alive only fosters cats, the easiest animals to take care of course.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sunflower Dragon. I feel like the idea of Ben's furry friends, we could raise money to donate glass eyes to the poor.
Classic Sunflower Dragon.
Delicious. I love that.
Thank
so
you.
Beautiful.
I love that so much. All right, so let's River. Her name is Neek. Oh, that was random.
The poor Howard Staff.
So let's talk about the time that Bianca okay, so just in case you guys are here a little bit late, what we decided to do today after XM took down our show yesterday, and I spent half the day deleting comments from it. We decided today was so horrible, so awful, so
vomit-inducing
worthy of discussing that instead of doing that, we would shine a light on how sad, well, sociopathically sad Howard was about the loss of his dog, and how he put so much more effort into the crocodile tears, the emoting sadness, something that he is not able to elicit on a general basis. And so we needed to shine a light on that and show how
I still think he was really sad because the dog died owing him $5.
That's exactly right. And a bone. So let me see what clip I have first.
Wait, but to be fair, I did review the show, like all 3 minutes of it.
You did.
So
quality control, Dennis.
It was there. It was 3 minutes.
David says Bobo doesn't want to compete with Ghost Ben Stern as a whackpacker, so he had Jennifer Witt's pull last night's show. Yes, that's exactly right. Monique and guys, take it as a badge of honor. Howard had your show taken.
Oh
down.
yes,
He is suffering like he wanted his dad.
I had a Greenback said that before too.
You know what?
It's more attention to it.
We don't forget the hate and the animosity he had towards his father, especially as
Waka.
We don't
how
forget how he talked about how he had to pay for everything, and how that he didn't save enough money to last to fucking 100 like anybody did. We take into account the fact that Howard's father bought him a $200 clarinet. I gave him piano lessons, gave him guitar lessons, anything baby Howard she wanted, and to still continue to like shove shit into Ben's mouth as if he was just a fucking stranger on the street and not somebody that he really was supposed to love or care for. And you know what? That to me, that's a dick. He's a dick in our eyes, and he doesn't deserve to have had Ben as the faithful, true father that he was. Because
should we play the clip of him playing that clarinet? There is it's on YouTube. You know that, right?
There we go.
Oh, go ahead. Now, were there puppets in the background while he was doing this?
So,
you hear that? He was killing it.
Jesus Christ.
That was Shoshana Weinstein's bar mitzvah.
Remember, this is the same man that talked about his father. He wanted to put him in a place where he would be abused, as he was abused because he lived in fake Roosevelt, because he really didn't live in high school, and then he needed to, be told to shut up and sit down. Yes. So yeah, you're right. It was just totally
Ben and Ray Stern, Dennis, are Ben and Ray Stern are the Airwolf of helicopter pilots, helicopter parents, 2 generations before us. This is when parents were shitty and they were in a class by themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know a single friend of mine that had doting parents like that. It's
not like that. No.
Not even close.
No, those are classic 60s second generation Jewish parents who indulge their children to no end, who are finally successful in life and not like shoemakers or or laborers, and went into the workforce to actually make money and provided their children with everything they humanly could. And Howard projects, well, no, let me just finish. Howard projects that those very few clips of him being at the office with his father and him telling him and yelling at him, he projects that as into the entirety of his relationship with his father. These are the things he remembers, not the good things, not the things you see on those little video clips of him at camp and they at camp alone.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a huge expense every year.
More important, which one of the parents was Borgnine?
Or this.
Didn't Borgnine do the Stern Show once?
Like he did. He talked about banging the early days.
Yeah, that's funny.
He
was actually great.
Early 2000s.
He was good. Yeah.
Because he was talking about he asked him about how he liked his women, if they liked them shaved or whatnot. It was really weird. It was old Ernest Borgnine. It was a strange.
He was
interview.
Great, man. That guy was awesome. That guy lived a life.
But Ben was a terrible father because look at this. I mean, he did nothing. Did nothing for Howard.
It's another level, Dennis. Every group of friends has the cool parents. The house you go over has the sleepovers, and they're a little more progressive. And they let you. That's what his parents were. They are the great cool parents.
Sidebar, guys. Didn't
a heated driveway.
Who was the main actor on Airwolf? Remember when he came into the show?
He was Jan Michael Vincent.
Jan Michael, and he jumped on him like a vulture.
Yes,
the dude was totally disheveled, drunk, and Howard just mercilessly just fucking made him look like an idiot.
He became like a psychotic Jan Michael Vincent. Like he
was on the show. I remember
before
the show,
and after him is psychotic.
That was a fucking show, man.
Melvin, I just listened to that "Shut Up and Sit Down" clip you played. It's not even done with malice. He's actually tongue in cheek when Ben does it. That's the worst thing he's ever had. That is a charmed existence. He deserved every bit of that and more. And it was he actually is chuckling when he says it. Ben's not even saying it with malice.
Gina, wait a minute. I got sent to camp.
Wasn't that when Howard said, and then we wouldn't have the Japs? Right?
Yes, you would. I would have gotten.
Of course, shut up and sit down, you fucking idiot.
I would have got bacon grease poured on me if I said that.
This is Jan Michael Vincent.
Yeah, but Google Howard Stern him. You'll see how fucked up he was.
Wow.
Yeah, like that.
Sorry, ladies, it's taken.
Oofa. Look at that. Huh?
Wow, that's
Howard.
Like, the mighty. This is
Howard,
it was Tiger like Beat magazine, like Spank Bank guy.
Yeah. It was like Howard, like a kid taking the wings off a fly. Highly recommend if you guys can find it on YouTube. Watch that shit. What a heartless bastard Howard was or is.
You want to feel old? I just read Patrick Swayze would have turned 70 last week.
Oh wow!
Patrick Swayze. Yeah, he's 2 years older now.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't either.
The preacher on Donnie Darko.
That's why Vincent looked like Swayze now when I saw his face in that shot.
All right, let's listen to Bianca falling in the water because this was kind of cute. All right, here we go.
Kind of cute.
Hey, Howard, tell us about the time Bianca fell in the pool.
Oh, Bobo.
You said you were taking your time and she dove in after the dog.
Yeah, that is true.
Really? What happened with that?
Bulldogs can't swim.
Right. They can't do anything.
It's a physical impossibility for them to swim because they have barrel chests and short legs.
They very much can't do anything.
We were moving furniture by the pool, and the dog never goes near the pool in terms. She's always careful not to go in.
Is Hein really MIA? Let's talk about that for a quick second.
Okay. Something's going on with Hein now, right? He's not on the half-baked wrap-up show.
Oh, you heard him?
No, I didn't hear him at all today.
Oh, okay. And what about on the wrap-up show?
I don't listen to it.
I will say they did show him, Monique, in one of the fucking Zoom shots of their fantasy football bullshit. So he was in that. There was like, I guess, 8 of them.
As you know, he's no longer a Buckwell client, so who knows if
that's everything. That was a Whisker story.
On
it was.
Show anymore. So
that brings credence to the Whiskers stories, guys, right? I mean, you doubt Whiskers.
Whiskers stories were pretty fucking accurate.
Wait. Yep. So you're saying that on the wrap-up show is just Rashawn. Jesus Christ, that's got to be just painful.
And Gary?
No, Rashawn. Holden 190 says it's just Rashawn. Jesus. Oh my
Gary,
God, that's got to be painful.
He blocked me on all social media too. He can go fuck himself. Him and his stupid, horrible fucking show. By the way, oh right, I made another Twitter comment because they were saying on Sternthology oh my God, don't forget to catch Sternthology where Sal thinks that he's like a bird or something like that. Or
it's the worst bit. It's the worst.
Classic bit from 2020, and it's like, who wants to hear a completely unfunny bullshit bit that Sal did 2 years ago on Sternthology? I thought that was supposed to be something where, they played like really funny bits from like, years gone by and whatever, but apparently not.
This is where Sal gets this undeserved worship he gets from like he and Richard are some bastion of the old show. He deserves to get as much shit as everybody else. He's fucking
Sal was on today and he was
fuck him.
He was incredibly unfunny. Everybody was asking him. He was incredibly.
He's just
unfunny.
falling in line with the rest of them now.
Yeah, he's just a tool.
He's got no. Yep.
Is that true?
It's like it's like John always says. The Stern Show now has been more years have been unfunny than it was.
Time out. Sinlu Hu is telling us that SiriusXM has announced that it has promoted John Hein to executive producer of its Howard 101 channel. In his new role, Hein will be responsible for, quote, expanding shows complementing Howard's amazing decades-deep content library.
Well, Monique, wasn't that Brent's position at a certain
Brent
point?
did reports. Brent did reports.
Sorta.
Brent was the producer of the 101 stuff. Remember, he oversaw. He would dump out on calls. I remember calling in that my whole thing. And Brent would sit there and he would dump calls out. And he was the executive producer of the sort of half-baked wrap-up show. And that could have been Brent's old job.
Yes, and apropos to your discussion yesterday about the guy who's leaving SiriusXM, the sportscaster guy.
Yeah.
Somebody had posted this as well about the shareholders conference call that was just had not too long ago. She noted on the shareholders meeting that SiriusXM would be reducing staff. So I don't know if that the future.
It's unbelievable with all the analytics and all the things you can prove. And I'm sure McAfee's people came to them going, look at this. Look at what I get. Look at what I get. You really? You're not going to.
If
you want to reduce staff, fire all the people talking over the music on the music stations.
Nobody needs them.
Nobody needs those people.
That's every MTV VJ, Dennis.
Over. What?
That's every MTV VJ. All their music channels are ex-MTV VJ. I know.
They're useless.
They must pre-tape all that shit.
River wants to know what current Stern member do you think would run to come on the show once he quits? They can't. They have NDAs. They tread lightly on everything that they say all the time.
5 years after they leave?
He's saying if they could. If they could.
If you could hear some of the shit that people tell me,
Benji,
it would be fucking insane.
It would be Benji. Yeah, Benji would be the one if he could.
That's why we have Mr. Whiskers. That's all I'm saying.
But Benji craves attention so much that I think he would be the guy to do it. Even though, that's a gig.
I think Benji would love to do it, but you know what? I think he'd go on Elisa's show and talk about it there.
Which would be fine. I'll take any dirt.
He would do a Benji and Elisa show, and that's what he would do.
Jesus. She'd milk more money out of him.
Oh, he still he is. He's obsessed with her. He will never.
Why.
He will never, because he'll never get a girl as hot as her ever again. He can't. Comedian John Hein will damage control the bursting dam of N-words and wishing death and calling Wendy Williams a sea monkey 89 times on Howard 101. That's true. Okay, so everybody's agreeing. Hein was promoted to executive producer of Howard 101.
Jesus Christ.
You know what his job is? His job is to find clips that don't have Artie in them.
Exactly. What exactly does an executive producer do?
Nothing. Literally.
How can you executive produce a show that's not on the air and has no original content?
Does he basically overlook what Rashawn does? Like, is that what his job is?
Probably.
Pretty much, yeah. That's all he really can do on 101. Slave owner.
You can't have a black guy. You can't have a black guy in charge at the Stern channels, Dennis. It's the second black employee in the history of the show.
I got news for what's his face, the Blowjob King. The reason they promoted you to producer is now they don't have to pay meal penalties and overtime. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they promoted you to a producer.
No, but he was already like a fully salaried employee.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, but when you're in that position, you don't get meal penalties. You don't get OT. You're very much OC lifestyle. You're on call, so you fill out your time.
Xavier, how much work is there really there? I mean,
it.
there really is a lot.
What are we talking about here?
You have
70.
No,
but I mean, he wants to get paid, right? Dude, I know he's got the creative fucking skills of a 2 a.m. fucking 7-Eleven manager. So it's like he's not fucking doing anything that he wasn't doing before.
No,
I guarantee you they slightly increase his salary, knowing that they don't have to pay him meal penalties.
Does anyone believe they are paying him more money now?
No, they're not, bro. I'm telling you.
No, they're not.
I know the business.
Away any more money? No. They're asking if he would be paid any more money. It's not like he went from a non-salaried freelance employee to a full-time employee. He's just switching.
No, but I mean, there's a difference between paying talent and paying producers. Producers, you are OC.
Hein wasn't talent. Hein was
talent. If you go over, you have to pay a meal penalty. You have to give him fucking extra money.
Was Hein brought in as talent though?
Yeah, well, his origin is this, Monique. He came in as the jump the shark thing. All of a sudden, when they transitioned to serious, he's hosting he was hosting the Superfan Roundtable.
Right.
So suddenly they take him off the Superfan Roundtable. They move him to the original wrap-up show in 2006. Mutt takes the Superfan Roundtable, and people just like John Hein, this banal, insipid automaton is hosting, and he's like, where did this come from? How did the origins of him reach deeper than I think? I think he was a Buckwall client before he ever hosted anything, and they just gave him this weird thing. I mean, he had no business hosting.
No, when he became a Buckwell client, he had no business co-hosting a sports show. He had no business writing
anything.
A book about fast food.
Yep. They're hucksters. They're all charlatans.
But here he is.
But Jason and Case and Joplin was the friggin' actual co-creator of that fast food thing.
Yes.
And he totally stole it from him.
Well, the Jump the Shark Dennis was stolen, but from his roommate in Michigan.
Of course,
exactly right.
Once the clip after Howard calls Rachel Hunter a sea monkey, but leaving the part where Brett Favre reveals his dick size.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will just do what he is told to do. He is an automaton, and he's a monitor.
I have to address this. Yes, when you work and you actually have to fill out a little time card, yes, people do get OT. Yes, people do get meal penalties. Sorry.
But I don't think in Hein's position he did.
No, but I mean, someone's acting like, someone's got probably fucking a skill set of a fucking Walmart cashier is questioning how the entertainment industry fucking runs.
I agree. I just don't think he started his job as that.
No. I'm just replying to what someone said.
Okay.
That's all. You know me, I'm a dick.
3 English bulldogs that are super healthy. It's breaking my heart. You are trashing the dog breed.
Sorry.
Sweetheart, we're not trashing the dog breed. We're trashing Howard's projection of his dog.
I'm just giving the veterinary point of view on. I'm actually giving the veterinary point of view of English bulldogs, just because they are very problematic because of the way they've been developed over time. Unfortunately, they're a result of human interference in the breed. It's nothing against. I love them, but honestly, they have issues because of the way they've been bred by people.
Yeah, we're accusing the skeleton twins of overfeeding the dog because
they made that dog fat.
They made it fat on purpose.
That's why it would be
letting it suffer.
You're likely a loving guardian of your pups, unlike the Stearns who fed Bianca to death.
Exactly.
And Millennium Tower Skeleton, we're showing what happens when it really counts, what Howard does when a dog drowns in the pool. This is what he really thinks of his dog. He can't even jump in.
The whole goddamn show, John O'Reilly, is overtime discussion, basically, today.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to this so I can do some production notes at some point in the near future. It's an hour 23 in, and we got to get going from this.
Jesus.
Like I describe it like if you took a coffee table and just dropped it in the water and it went straight down.
It has a better chance of floating than Bianca does.
She went
staying in the bottom of the pool.
And most bulldogs are lost in pools. They die. So just fortunately, the dog sank and was literally at the deepest part of the pool at the bottom.
Oh.
And bubbles were just coming up to the top. She was just standing there. She had no clue. She just would have died. So Bess and I look at each other.
She's not even struggling.
No, she didn't. She had no clue. And I go, oh my God. And then Beth, I reached down to untie my shoes because I was
I didn't know what you were doing.
I was
waiting for somebody else to do.
I really was. Yeah, I was. I started, and she goes, "Are you crazy?" And I'm like, "I don't even think I can reach the bottom of the pool." She went right in.
Of course she
grabbed
did.
the dog,
yeah,
same. The surface, and then I jumped in and I said, "Give me the dog," and I lifted the dog out of the pool.
Oh, you're so funny.
And I said, "Good thing I was here, because how would you have gotten the dog out of the pool?"
Yeah, hysterical.
Super beef.
Or my sneakers. I'm gonna
make up
be
your
way
mind. Boots
down.
or sneakers.
So why not take them off real quick? Am I saying a
It
split
wasn't like
second?
you were in the ocean. You weren't going to have to get somewhere. You had to get to the bottom of the pool and
Rob,
back up.
Let me have my dignity. Let me have my dignity, okay? Let me at least lie.
Where were you going?
Chaka Khan, excuse me, are you talking to me? I'm in the entertainment industry and understand pay scale. Sirius is a non-union and can do whatever the fuck they want. Overtime, meal penalties,
Absolutely not. Non-union jobs are even more fucking driven by OT and fucking meal penalties.
In that compound, they have their own human resources, so there's no sexual harassment, which you could get them up on 1,000 times. So it's a weird. It's they write their own ticket there. They told them that
fucking
back
hysterical. That was the funniest thing I've ever read.
Well, you know, it's so funny. I mean, I worked in the government center my whole life. I never got overtime. I never got meals. Like
But
that was
when
just
you were like one of the heads, though.
Yeah, but not my whole life. I mean, I'm just talking about.
Well,
you know
what?
It's
after
just
after 6 hours, it's meal penalty.
No, it's different when you're paid hourly versus weekly versus monthly versus yearly. I think they're all different scales.
Yearly?
You know?
Is there a position where you get one check a year?
No. I'm saying that your salary is based on a yearly amount versus you're on this show for 3 months and you're getting paid X amount.
Tell me how people get paid in Sirius then. Go for it.
I don't know.
If they're anything like any other fucking job in the entertainment industry, they fill out a time card, whether they're monthly,
never filled out a time card in my life.
yearly, and it has
never filled out a time card in my life.
It has in, then it has out for meal, then it has back from meal, then it has wrap time on it. That's how it usually works.
Can we ask Brent this question, Lee? How this pay scale works?
I guess send a text now.
Get a real.
I'm not really into it right now.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Monique, what I do want to know when you get a chance, and you don't have to do this now.
Yeah.
And I know that you try, and I know that you do your very best.
Yes.
If you can ask Richie or whomever you know from what Howard made from Howard TV a year, and then Jackie, what Howard made off the E show. When you do the one-on-one with Jackie.
I actually talk to Jackie. Well, don't talk to him, but I text with him pretty much every day now. I'm gonna have him on soon. What is this clip that you sent me late in the show? I really don't care about Bianca or her fucking drowning in the pool.
Well, the next story is when Robin goes on him for leaving the kids in the car.
Oh, I love this story.
Yeah, so that she links Bianca with that. The sociopathic nature of and that's what when it counts.
Bye, River.
Howard lets the dog drown. He doesn't care about his dog. That's the
Bye,
real guy.
River. See you next time. Thank you for participating. Okay, I love this story. So yeah, let's play this and we'll end the show with this. And I just have a couple of programming notes.
And I want to give Robin credit, Monique, because she really, really hammers him with this.
She did.
Yes, she's good here.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, Howard, Bianca has no chance. I've seen things where, Howard would abandon his children.
Oh, stop it. You've never seen it.
Oh, stop it. What are you talking about? We were in a park.
Yeah.
And it was one of those NBC picnics.
Yeah. What did I do?
And we had gone to the car and your daughter needed to use the potty that was in the trunk.
Yeah, so what did I do? I got her in the potty.
She's on the potty in the boot of the car.
Yeah.
And some fan comes and goes, "Hey, Howard, you jumped into the car and locked all the doors."
Oh, of course. I don't want to be public. No, you know exactly what I was doing.
You jumped into the car and locked all the doors.
No,
all of us outside.
That's not the case.
With who you thought was a danger.
That wasn't the case. I needed to be protected. I'm like the president.
Wow.
All right, that was a slip up there too.
Bianca doesn't stand a chance.
Wow.
You jumped in and locked all the doors.
I took a second. No, that was a security measure.
Oh, yes, and that's what I'm saying. Your daughter was still outside of the car.
Allison said you're attracting too much attention. Get in the car.
Liar. Nobody had a chance to say anything to you.
She said to me, get in the car.
No, Howard. There was no get in the car. The guy said, hey, Howard.
I'm arguing that one. I refuse. I'm not allowing my children to think that's true.
Wow.
You'd legit be traumatized by that if your father did that to you. Could you imagine a grown man acting that way with his family, his newborn in that scenario? Could you? That's legit trauma. Even if you were just robbing, this is what he does when it counts. This is what this is.
What a dick.
That's his reflexive move.
That's Howard.
Yeah, he's worried about vanity. He's worried about his hair.
Wow, what a dick. All right, well, there you go. Thank you, Howard. Thank you for sharing your sadness and your pathos about your loss of a dog and not having that same amount of feeling for your dad. And that's what we wanted to really shine a light on tonight.
Yeah.
But
yeah, babe.
I mean, don't people who are married for X amount of years usually die within like X amount of each other? Like
absolutely. They were married for over 70 years. So yeah, I could see that happening.
Within 6 months.
You think Ray before or after Thanksgiving?
Before New Year.
Yeah, I would go before New Year. I think she'll keep it for a little while. You know?
I love how we're always shocked when someone died. They're off 280 days a year. Chances are people are going to die when they're off.
It's a Howard Stern vacation curse.
Yeah, the vacation.
Yeah,
right.
The vacation curse. 6-7 days.
It's always on vacation. So a couple of programming notes before we wrap up, which we are doing right now. I decided I'm going to add back into our station a couple of one-on-ones from our RadioGunk people. So I'm going to add back in the Setia one, which is great about her being kidnapped.
Look at Melvin slamming me in the chat.
A young adult. Shh. I'm going to put up the Mac Hein one because it'll give you great insight into a guy who is so angry all the time. I'm going to put up Laurent Blanche, who has an amazing, amazing story about his grandmother who lived in Southern slave times, and her husband was a white man who was a Klan member. And he had to hide his family in the woods, like in a cabin.
Wait. Mac Hein or this? Which one was a Klan?
Laurent Blanche.
Oh, got it.
Jesus.
I also reached out to him.
Didn't Mac Hein do the interview to establish an alibi?
Yeah. So Christmas must have been awkward.
Oh my God, Mac Hein's story about like being confronted by a bear is like I was hanging on every word. It was just
he had a gay bar when he fucking ran into a bear. That's a different kind of bear. Ooh,
so I'm gonna put up someone. I'm gonna put up some one-on-ones because they're really, really interesting and they're really, really good.
I totally agree. We talked about that on the Deppening, Monique, and I have 3 requests: Sara, Beanie Mac, and Biznick. You did 3 of those.
Beanie Mac, remember he got they hijacked his car and
he got shot a few times.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, great story. Okay, so
Mac Hein, though.
Yeah, so one-on-ones are
when he ran into the bear, did the bear go roar?
So I'm going to put those back up because there are some really interesting people on our site and they have really interesting stories to tell. And I'd like to revisit those at some point. So if any of you out there have an interesting story that you would like to talk to me about, I'd be more than happy.
Looking at you, Tiger Lily.
So
Cat Girls is really good.
RadioGunk@gmail.com, and you can let me know if you have like a great story. A couple of you had really great stories about serial killers or killers that you lived near in your home states and in your neighborhoods, and I would love to hear those stories as well. And Xavier and I would be happy to interview you about the serial killer next door.
I mean, if you just want to type it out, and Arm and I will sing it.
No, I don't really want that.
You can do that too.
No, thank you. I don't want that. And then also, going to do a little show by myself about the horrific outfits on Rachel from The Bachelorette this season. So if any of you are watching that, you know that she looks so fucking horrible. And I would like to abuse the privilege of being in the garment center for as long as I have by ripping her or tearing into her stylist a new asshole. So doing that a little bit. Okay, so that's it. So that's all I got. The one-on-ones remind me of how god-awful boring I am.
I doubt it.
Everybody
always thinks you're too boring.
There is a comment that is absolutely true, and every single human being out there has at least one good story. You know, they do. They just have one great story that they can tell.
Can I tell the one? Maybe like in a few, can I tell the story about when I jumped into the drug dealer's car in Tecumo, Chile?
Great fucking story. Yes, that could be your one story. Maybe I'll one-on-one one time.
So
but you know, you have so many fucking stories. You want to start right now?
My friend was looking to score drugs in Temuco, Chile, and these locals were so like, because he's happened to be an Asian guy, they took his money because he was drunk, and they left. And he comes up to me, he's like, dude, I don't think those guys are gonna give me my weed. And I'm like, what guys? Oh, look, they're standing right. They were standing outside waiting for their ride to pick them up. And I go, hey, so hey, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué pasó con la yaya de mi amigo? And they're like, oh, we're gonna go get it right now. Oh, okay, sure, no problem. So like they get in this like Dodge Charger pulls up, and they jump into the car, and I go, oh, these guys are gonna bolt. So the window was down, so I jumped into the fucking car with these drug dealers, and they take off, and they're like, and they didn't know what to fucking do. So like they drove like 6 blocks, and they go, oh, they're talking to each other because they think I'm drunk, and they pick the skinniest guy to get out with me, and they're gonna wait. We were supposed to wait on a corner and go, and while they go get the drugs, and so we're standing on the corner like at 1 a.m. in the middle of fucking Temuco, Chile, and I start looking at him like, hey man, those guys aren't coming back for drugs, are they? With drugs, are they? They go, no, see, they're gonna vienen para atrás. I go, no man, this is what's going on. They picked you because you're the skinniest guy, and I'm a big dude. So they knew that you could outrun me. So let me tell you this: they're probably right. You can outrun me, but if I catch you, I'm gonna kill you.
I can kill you.
He just like started shitting himself, like legitimately started getting scared. I go, dude, mexicanos están locos, güey. So if you try to run, and I catch you, I'm gonna kill you. And he like gets out his little flip phone. He goes, hey, you guys gotta come back. You guys gotta come back. You guys gotta come back. And like he's like, no. He can't give me para atrás. So they came back with weed because it was one of them with their brother, and the guy was like literally about to cry, and it's like fucking, and it was like, so we got back in the car, we drove back to the fucking bar that we were at. They gave me a bag of weed. I go, okay, so this way, hasta luego. And so we got up, but the guy was gonna cry, and it's true though. It was true. I'm like, I'm like 6'3".
Babe,
like fucking
you have gotten yourself into
225.
so many fucking stupid situations.
That I am true. Oh my god, I got a million of them.
But I don't even know where to buy marijuana.
In hindsight, I was like,
this day,
jumping into a drug dealer's car in the middle of fucking Chile is fucking probably not a good idea. I don't recommend it.
Are you even reading any of the comments as you're talking?
Yeah. Whatever.
Can I tell you my favorite?
Melvin compared you to Mike Walker, which is a great compliment.
No, I could care less. I lived it. I don't care. So, yeah.
Oh, exactly. Moral of the story: never give money until you get the drugs. That is
absolutely. I felt bad for my friend. He was like fucking. They looked at me and go, pinche chino. They're just gonna take his fucking money. I'm like, that.
One of the many lessons I learned on 21.
I already had like 4 Red Bulls and vodka at that point, so I wasn't exactly,
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. There's one of I'm telling you, Xavier has gotten himself into just more ridiculous fucking situations than any human being. Like, can you remember to tell the story about how you just drove off with like those 2 people in front of like a fucking Jack in the Box?
Bell? It was Taco
so
Bell.
Jack.
It was Taco Bell at 2
a.m.
Beverly.
Don't tell it now.
If you go to the Beverly Center, 3 blocks from the Beverly Center on Beverly Boulevard, there's a Taco Bell, and they're open super late. And I had just fucking gotten, back from work, It was like, I don't know, 3:30 in the morning. And I'm just sitting there with my, my number 2 eating a fucking taco before I go pass out. And there was this couple from India, and they were like, and the lady was chatting everybody up. And she looked at me and I'm just sitting by myself, and I'm literally the only not homeless person in this fucking Taco Bell. And like, hey, you want to go smoke weed? And there's a couple from fucking India, right? And so I'm like, sure, let's go. So we drove into Beverly Hills to this fucking like condo complex. We went to the roof at like fucking 4 in the fucking morning, and we're just drinking and smoking weed.
How do you leave with any people? Like, I know you're a big guy and you're quite intimidating.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not intimidated by situations.
And wasn't there like that dead guy over at Taco Bell? Wasn't there that dead guy the same day? Wasn't that the same night? Was the guy that was dead in front of Taco Bell?
Oh, the guy that was dead for 2 days. No, that was later on. There's a guy who was dead in his car at Taco Bell for like 24 hours. And I remember like rapping, like, I would hit that Taco Bell up because it's the only place that's open at that time, right? Hard day's work, you're fucking hungry. You want caloric intake. And there's this dude like right behind the fucking drive-through with the door slightly ajar, passed out. And like I came back 24 hours later, and the dude was still there. He hadn't fucking moved. Like, this dude is dead.
You literally called me that day, and that was like 6 years ago. You were like, I think this guy is
dead. I was telling you, like, oh, this dude's dead.
Dude, dead.
I have seen more dead people than the average person.
All right, we're leaving you now. So thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring.
Monique, they want me to sing them out.
Oh, okay. What do you want to sing?
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
I think an homage to Patrick Swayze's 70th birthday.
Okay.
Let's do a little "She's Like the Wind."
Oh, Jesus. Your songs, the songs you pick are all
everybody knows this one.
Deliciously horrible.
That's
so you know.
Yes, this is not a.
So check this out. You know that Taco Bell, man. It's famous.
You haven't sung us that in a while, so I'm excited. All right, go for it.
I'm excited too. Let's go.
She's like the wind through my tree. She rides the night next to me. She leads me through moonlight, only to burn me with the sun. She's taken my heart, but she doesn't know what she's done. I feel her breath on my face, her body close to me. Can't look in her eyes. She's out of Swayze's league.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.